Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time tonight. We're talking about Jack and Lilly Sullivan, who vanished from their Pictou County home on May 2nd, 2025. Since then, there have been no sightings of Jack and Lilly, and still yet today, we don't know where they're at or what happened to them. Many think that they just wandered off, and many think there is something more. And I would be personally in the other category of that. And tonight we're going to be talking about some of Daniel's, the stepfather's, very much, in my opinion, manipulation tactics. Let's go. Let's read Daniel on the other side of this.
I've walked through storms in scars and grace, smile through pain with a painted face. They called me too loud, too much, too strong. But honey, that's the reason I belong. Every scar's a scripture, every tear's a hymn. I found my worth where the light grew dim. They tried to break me, but here's a twist. I turned my pain into a clenched fist. I'm an unbreakable woman, born of fire and pearl. I shine like grace in a reckless world. You can test my faith, you can shake my plan, but I'll rise again. Just watch me I've been whispered about and written off, judged by the gloss, not the cost. But God don't build weak hearts from gold. He made me fierce and he made me bold. I bend, I pray, I roll, I rise with mascara, tears and battle cries. Don't need your crown, I forge my own. From ashes, honey, I build my throne. I'm in a unbreakable soul, dressed in truth and pearl. The fire don't scare me, it lights my world. You can doubt my voice, but you'll hear my name. I'm holy and hood, and I'm done with shame. For everyone called too much, too loud, too real. You're not too anything. You're exactly what power looks like. I'm an unbreakable soul, through the fight and flame. My scars are stories, my strength, my faith. Faith in my heart, fire in my curls, forever divine. Clutch them pearls.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options anywhere on the internet. Really do appreciate your time. Today is December 12th, 12/12/25, and it is currently 8:13 p.m. in the East Coast of the United States. Bonjour. How you doing? Mic check. Is my mic weird? Is the mic weird? My mic is on. Papa, can you hear me? Is that better? Are we working now? How about now? Papa, can you hear me? We're good? Okay, perfect. Hello, beautiful pearls. Thank you all so much for joining me. Testing 1, 2, 3. Yay. Yeah. Guys, do me a favor before we get started, if you don't mind, for my live chat here and for my replay crew. How are you? Do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button one good time. Just that's it. That's all you gotta do. And share the live app for extra bonus points, for blessings, and for 10 years of good luck. Can I say? Good to see you all. Thank you for being 166, just me. Really do appreciate all my people in chat. Hello, Anna Banana, Where the Wind Blows, Windy, Glory, Shy, Butterfly Kisses, Maurice, ZYG, Kelly to the Thompson, how you doing? Shelby, Mama's Da Bomb, Passion Flowers, Monica Fox, Sherry, good to see you. Dina, Andrea, Mustang Rider, Susan, CJ, Linda B, Where the Wind Blows, Mohawk to the Mom. John, good to see you. Tina, hello, darling. Karen, Dragonfly, Peggy, Nancy, Callie, OG, Jimmy, Linda, Andrea, Jenny, hello, and Roxanne, Meemaw, Not, LOB, good to see you, Shelby, CJ, Amanda, Nancy, Peggy, Leslie, always keeping it real, Fatty Shack, hello, Papa, can you help me not to be frightened? Sherry, good to see you. Everyone, good to see you all. Thank you all so much for joining me. Tonight, we are going to be talking about the case of Jack and Lilly Sullivan, but how Mr. Mathtel, also known as the Nova Scotian Superman, yes, the Nova Scotian Superman, right here she is. Look, she's got arms. She's walking like an Egyptian. Walk like an Egyptian. This is the Mathtel right there, and how he loves to manipulate you with his words, in my opinion. And I'm going to be doing some little analysis on our little friend, the Mathtel herself. Okay. But guys, before we get started, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. I think I've already said that. Really do appreciate you. Lori, man, coming in clutch, girl. How you doing? Thank you so much for being a member here on Thy Pearl family. Really, really do appreciate you. You did so. Ashley, thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate you. Welcome to the Pearl family, my dear. Appreciate you very, very much, my friend. Good to see you very, very much. Sorry if I missed anything. Had to take my dog outside and walk. You're fine, my darling. You didn't. Did you see my comment about Miley? I did not. What's wrong? Is everything okay? I didn't. Okay. I didn't see that, but let me just tell you this, guys. Please, if you say prayers, good energy, meditate, good vibes, anything that is good, please say a prayer for Mr. and Mrs. E's son, middle E. He is having some inflammation, and he's had surgery today, and just some things that they're doing. Pray for the doctors, pray for Mr. and Mrs. E. I have met the E's, I have met middle E, and they are wonderful. And middle E is just an amazing young man, just an amazing young man. And I am just
he's a trooper, just a trooper, really. And please just pray for them and send them good energy. I would greatly appreciate it. It's Christmas, and they're going through a lot. You know what I mean? They've been going through a lot. And yeah, I posted it last night and all that. But what was it about Smiley? What was it about Smiley? Is she okay? Just want to make sure. Chat's going a little fast. But please, yes, and say prayers for Miss Millie as well. She's her and her family's going, sorry. Yes, Smiley, yes, thank you. Smiley did have surgery today. Please keep Miss Smiley in your prayers as well. I talked to her yesterday. I think it was, or maybe it was the day before yesterday. And all that. So she's I think she's doing good. So thank you for all the prayers, the love, the support, the good vibes. It all is amazing. So thank you all so very, very, very much. Really do appreciate you. Oh my goodness, Gypsy. Thank you, Mama. Appreciate you very much. Thank you for gifting and growing episodes. Really do appreciate you, my dear. Very kind of you. You receive those pearl necklaces. Give our girl Gypsy a big, big thank you. Thank you so much, my love. Really do appreciate you. Very, very much. Justin, laparoscopic surgery for Smiley. Is that who you mean? Thank you, Powder Puff. Good to see you, honey. Yeah. Okay, guys. Well, we got to get started on this because at, I believe, 10 o'clock my time, Eastern, Josh is going live. I think he's going live with Chris, maybe Dr. Gary, maybe not with Dr. Gary. I don't know. But they are doing an interview tonight in the Summer Wells case related. And all of that. Now, I've been working on, the Summer Wells case and all that, but the last couple of days, I've been kind of working behind the scenes in Jack and Lilly case as well. We're not being told everything, obviously. There was things going on, as we thought, in Jack and Lily's home with Daniel and Malaya before they went missing. And we're going to get into some of that as well. We're going to talk a little bit more about that tomorrow. Today, we're here to talk about how Daniel will not speak to me. He won't speak to people like Deception Detective because he will only speak to people he feels like he can manipulate or control that won't ask a follow-up question, in my opinion. And I'm going to give you some great examples of this today. Bear with some of my typing here when I show you a bunch of this. But we're going to talk about, well, damn, which one is it? Why is it going the opposite way? Hold on. Okay, here we go. All right. Like I said, bear with my typing. I put ISS. This is. All right, here we go. So we're going to be talking about Daniel's behavior and the examples. Hello, Miss Daphne. Good to see you, darling. Good to see you. On why and how Mr. Daniel manipulates the shit out of pretty much everyone, in my opinion. This is about the behavior, specifically how people communicate when they feel pressured, when they feel scrutiny, and when they feel they need to control a narrative. Because in missing children's cases, what people say and how they say it, it really matters. Sometimes what they don't say as well, right? Um, it really matters. The clues in a case is not always physical. Many times it's psychological. And what happens? Hold on one second. Okay, hold on one second. So tomorrow. Okay, I think Josh may they had to reschedule till tomorrow. He just texted. Okay. So the clues in the case is not always, like I said, sorry, physical rather. They're psychological, and how and what a person says or what they don't say in many cases is just as equally important. Okay, so it's going to be tomorrow at 10 o'clock p.m. Tomorrow at 10 o'clock p.m. Sorry, I'm trying to do two things at one time here. Thank you, Mitch Broken Black Skies. Good to see you, honey. We can see it, Miss Mallory. Why, is something going wrong? You're fine, baby. You're good. You're good. Yeah, Callie, they know better. They know better. Okay, so let's get into some examples, right? Now, this was the message that I was looking for the other day in my live stream. When Daniel says, "We all know who planted it, guys. A blanket doesn't grow wings," right? Now, this should be something that should question his supporters, who says, in my opinion, that they believe the blanket wasn't planted. Well, Daniel has said with no uncertain terms that this blanket was. He even has went as far to say that the RCMP told him that it was planted. Right? He's even saying here, a blanket doesn't grow wings. Daniel isn't just recounting events, he's anticipating accusations, answering questions no one directly asked and blamed. He's reframing perception. Now, just like he's trying to be the narrator, he's trying to get you and I to believe him and make others look like they don't know what they're talking about. And again, I'm going to show you some examples. He's positioning himself as the reasonable narrator. And it's an agenda-driven storytelling. Because in my opinion, the morning that Friday morning is nothing more than a fabricated story. Is Joe behaving? What's going on with Joe? What's going on with Joe in chat? Chat moves so fast. Okay. Just making sure. All right. So, I mean, I would ask Daniel, we all know who planted it. Well, we actually don't, do we, Daniel? And if we do know who planted it, then how is Dr. Vaughn in here? Dr. Vaughn, good to see you, my dear. Appreciate you being here. Y'all, drop Dr. Vanna's channel, please. Dr. Vaughn is great. Hopefully, we're going to collab and do some stuff one of these days, hopefully. But he says, we all know who planted it, guys, meaning the blanket. A blanket doesn't grow wings. Well, no, because, I mean, if Daniel believes that someone planted it, yeah, hey, Dr. Vonna, can you text me and I'll send you a link? If you'll text me that, or I'll send you a link there. Absolutely. Is it something happened? Is it possible something happened Thursday and there's truth to a vehicle driving in the early morning hours? In my opinion, I just personally don't believe. I think everything is fabricated for Friday morning. Just my opinion. Now, in my opinion, these manipulation tactics right here, and this is my take on it. Like I always tell you guys, Daniel, in my opinion, tries to get ahead of something, right? That's what we call preemptive, or getting ahead of an allegation, perhaps, that people throw out or whatever. Daniel says things like, quote, if I abused her, meaning Malaya, or the kids, I'd be charged with DV, right? I'd be charged with DV. Or he would say things like, don't you think if I abused Malaya or the kids, I would be charged with DV? Well, no, not absolute. Not absolute. Did Dr. Vaughn charge me? Or charge me? Did she text me? I was reading something. Hold on. Here, I'll just drop her a link right here. It's for Dr. Vaughn only. Okay. So there's that. And it just depends on if there had ever been calls. And we just don't know what CPS knows and all of that, which was what happened in December, right? And that's right, only if Ellie was called, right? So there's that. And no one accused him of, beating the children, in many, saying outright that Daniel beat children or Malaya is wrong. You can have an opinion about something, but again, it's just an opinion. An opinion is not a fact. Yet he introduces these things, these narratives on his own, right? Similar to what Daniel says in another interview, right? Now, if we go to the interview, one of the last. Okay, yep, that's good, Dr. Vana. Perfect, thank you. Nobody asked Daniel in one of the recent interviews that he did he just absolutely asked himself, or told us rather, that he doesn't have fake screen names. Nobody asked him this. The interviewer did not ask him this whatsoever. He just inserted himself during a recent interview. And it was later proven that this was in Daniel indeed has fake screen names, as he got busted for switching the screen names over, but it was deleted. He deleted it quickly, but someone got that screenshot. And it's him talking about, oh, well, if, just typical Daniel talk. Just typical Daniel talk, right? So they plant these ideas early on. They control how the accusation, for example, enters the conversation, right? I've got it. His fake screen name was something Madonna. Something Madonna. I went over all of that in another live. Okay, so they plant these ideas early on, and they control how the accusation enters the conversation. If they enter it first, then they can say, "Well, yeah, I already talked about that. I was the first one to bring that up." He'll say something like that. Yeah, I mean, I've talked about that. So he's just trying to shut down future questioning by framing it as already addressed or already talked about. Those kind of things. Someone over explaining, right? And this is typical Daniel behavior. I call this flooding the zone is what I call it, actually. It's someone who will ask you a question, and it's kind of like a politician. You can say, where was you on to ask a politician, where was you on May 2nd, 2025? And they'll start off with saying, well, I'm glad you asked that. Actually, and they'll start on a tangent that has nothing to do with the actual question, and they will, I call it, loop around, and all they do is just flood you with kind of like Don Wells did. If you remember the interviewer, the woman, she says, were you or did you do something to your daughter? And he goes on this 4 or 5 minute tangent, and it like fast forwards real quick. And then he stops talking, and she goes, okay, so what's your answer? And he goes, oh, yes, no, I didn't. Right? He does that kind of thing. So it's over explaining. They're just wanting to overwhelm the listener, all of the things that they can flood you with to mainly get you confused. And that's why when you are interviewing someone like this, you have to keep them on the topic, because it's a dance. It's a dance. Someone's got to be the leader of the dance, right? And yes, they'll deflect, much deflect. Either they're going to lead you where they lead you, which is what happens, in my opinion, with a lot of people who interview people on YouTube here, especially in true crime, or you take it back. You take that question back and you ask them, no, I asked you this part. If you can't answer it, it is what it is, right? But don't feed me or flood me with a non-answer, right? Just because someone's talking or responds to your question doesn't mean they're answering your question. It means their mouth is moving. That's what it means. That's all it means. Because they are going to do the dance with you. They're going to try to talk about anything except for what they want to avoid. Right? There's a technique to interrogation. It takes skill to do it. Absolutely. Absolutely. There's a lot of different techniques to interrogation and stuff, but over explaining overwhelms the listener. People confuse detail with truth, and it discourages follow-up questions. Listen, honest people answer the question. Manipulative people drown you in okay. Manipulative people drown you in everything else, right? If I ask you just a straight up question, you give me a straight up answer, right? It's a yes, no, I don't know, I'm not sure, I can't answer that. Yes, word salad. Absolutely. This is what we call character assassination by proxy. Daniel doesn't just explain, but he undermines Malaya's credibility, right? He'll say things like, she's a shell of her former self. She's manipulated by her mother. There was no emotion with her the morning the kids went missing, right? She's vulnerable, right? She changed after a private conversation. Here, I'll drop it again. There we go. He'll say things like, after Malaya's mother had a 5-minute conversation with her, she changed, right? Family, he'll say things like, the family abandoned the search. It's all on me now. He paints himself as the only stable observer while he's discrediting everyone else. You got it? Okay. Right. I'm the only one looking. I'm the only one looking. Hey, Cuff, you. Thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate that. Right. Remember, in the documents here, it says that Daniel, that the next day after the kids vanished, that he's walking around not making eye contact. And then also the family members said that he's constantly saying, like, I'm the only one doing this. Let's see here. Oops, how do I get her up? Hey, girl. Hey.
Hi, you guys. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you for coming up. How you doing?
I am so good. I was like, my plans fell through for tonight, so I was going to go live and ask people, what can you guys help me with before I go live with the beautiful Daphne tomorrow and Daniel? So I saw that you were on, and I was like, I don't need to go live. I could just listen to them.
Nice.
And I have a few questions, of course.
Of course. Let's do it.
Okay, so first of all, could we real quick talk about Fred? Why are people thinking isn't Fred, to me, Fred's a distraction, but why is Fred in the limelight?
Fred was, if you don't know, like, Fred was, this is, guys, for what I'm talking about now is Summer Wells case related right now. So it's not.
Oh, that's where I got messed up. My bad. Sorry. Wrong case. But can you still tell me who Fred is real quick, and then we'll come back to sorry.
Yeah. So Fred was a guy that lived on Ben Hill Road, which is where Summer went missing. It's a dead-end, one-lane road in the middle of nowhere. Been there many times on the property, like on the road many times. Fred lived at the pretty much the very end of the dead-end road, and he lived in more or less a shack, a camper with his long-term girlfriend. Her name was Laura. And they were addicted to a lot of different substances. And, you know, they were in and out of jail and all that. And he was, but before Summer went missing, he was, you know, going up and down the road that day, like taking junk to a junkyard, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. And so he claims he saw Dawn and stuff that day. I think why people get so like crazy with him is because Candace, the mother, was seen down at his house before 911 was called, apparently looking for him and Laura. But they weren't there. They weren't there. They just weren't there at that time, because there was another guy there looking for Fred and Laura at the same time, and Candace and him talked, and then Candace left there, and there was a supposedly a scent of Summer going up the little hill. But it's pretty far away from their house. But then later that day, after 911 was called, about 3 hours later, Dawn went down to Fred's after Summer went missing, and he was talking about seeing her. Dawn, the father, was talking about seeing Summer in the resurrection and all of that. I do not for a minute, in my opinion, think Fred has anything to do with it.
Okay, I wanted to make sure that I was on the right path with that, because I do not either. And I think he was more of a distraction. And I'm like, why aren't we still focused on Candace? But that's what I wanted to make sure before I continued to fight that battle. I'm like, I need to ask somebody that knows the case if I'm on the right path, that Fred is, that's a distraction.
Yeah. I think it's just a distraction. I think, in my opinion, I think Fred says, in my opinion only, I think Fred says things sometimes for attention. Like
Daniel Martell?
Yes. And sometimes I think also he doesn't know how to say what he's meaning as well.
That's interesting. Oh, that makes sense. So let's jump back over to the other case. I feel bad, and I do apologize to everyone. That's been on my mind, and I just mixed the two cases up, and I do apologize. I'm fairly new on both cases. I am getting caught up.
Hey, well, good to see you. So yeah, we're just you just got a limited vocabulary, I think. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Someone said he's a cage rattler. Real quick, you guys, I called him a panty dropper, like being facetious, and I think he heard it, and now I feel bad. I was like, oh, he sounds like a real panty dropper. Oh.
Yeah, and he ended up marrying a YouTuber.
Ziggy, right?
Ziggy, yes.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
He ended up marrying Ziggy, and Ziggy actually asked me to marry her and Fred.
What?
Because I don't live too far from Hawkins County, Tennessee, and it's like 2 hours or something. And I was like, oh no, no, I think I'll I'll pass.
I thought
on
you
that
lived
one.
in Canada for the longest time. I know that you don't
No.
now, but I don't know why. I thought you lived in Canada. Did you used to live in, like, why did I think that? I'm like, no, I don't know why I thought that. I
Probably
was like,
because
oh, he's in Tennessee. I was like, that's right. You know, he's right here.
yeah, probably because I talk about a lot of Canadian cases. I love my Canadians.
Me too.
Yeah.
So what's going on with Daniel Martel and all them?
Well, I think that, you know, he's supposedly being quiet now.
Why do you
Right?
think that is? Because he has not been quiet at all.
I think he just realized, kind of what DT said. I think he just realized this isn't helping. Just because he has said so many different things about the same instance. You know what I mean? I mean, have you ever seen his text messages?
Nope.
Oh, girl. Oh, my Lanta.
Do you have him handy?
Let me see if I can pull him up here.
Oh, yeah, he did crash another car, someone said. That's right. Wasn't it his mom's or something?
Oh, no, this is another one on top of that.
What?
This is at least 4 in the last 7-8 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not borrowing my car. Like, if I'm down there, I'd be like, no, thank you.
I mean, you know, it would be considered bad luck to wreck one car a year.
Right? 4? Imagine that.
How do you do 4 cars? Like, you know, road slick, not slick, whatever. It still doesn't mean nothing to me. Like, how do you do that?
Yeah, I don't know. Does he ever come in your chat?
He does sometimes. He doesn't so much anymore. He doesn't go in as really. I mean, he's watching.
Is it awkward if he is? Like, because the first time I talked about the case, I was on DT show and I said something and he like responded, him and his mom in the chat. And I was like, what is going on? Like, it was weird at first. I got over it real quick, but it was weird for a second. And I always wondered, did that ever happen to other people too? And did they feel awkward?
Yeah, I mean, I think it does create a little something, right? Like, but you know, I would just personally soon them come up if they want to. You know what I mean? Like, let's talk about it. But it is more weird when they're in chat. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Someone said that they thought you were married. I think they misunderstood you. You meant that they wanted you to marry them, meaning as the
They wanted me to marry them, officiate.
Officiate. Yeah. That's the word I'm looking for. I think somebody thought you meant that they wanted you to marry them. And I don't think you're trying to marry Ziggy, like get married to them as opposed to marry them. Yes, I think somebody misunderstood.
No, the only thing I would do is maybe fix her hair. That's all I could do with Ziggy.
Okay, well, when she went up to go see Fred, that was what the whole thing started. And when I called him a panty dropper, and I thought that it was like getting alluded that, like, did I think that she was like, that she knew she was going to meet up with him because it sounded like she like wasn't surprised or whatever. So I like got nervous and said, definitely not. I was like, if she knew that this was going to be pre-planned, she would have definitely wore better leggings. And I was like, oh my God, I got to stop. Like, I was just on a roll. I was like, oh my God. So I'm right there with you. I get it.
It's so different when you're live, because that's why a lot of creators don't do lives, because you stick your foot in your mouth a lot more and you say things that's on the top of your head when you can't go back and edit that later.
But I think that's the beauty of it, right? I think that's where people feel like they can relate to us because we're not perfect and we're not edited in real life, right? So we all say things. So I feel like, and I did say on my next live, I was like, Ziggy, if you're listening, I was like, and again, it was more because I didn't want it to get serious, that topic, because I thought it was a distraction. So I think I was making light of it. But in doing so, I was like, I called him a panty dropper and said she had bad leggings. Like, that wasn't really nice.
Well, I think we all say things sometimes that's not nice. You know,
it happens.
What it is. It's VONA, correct?
Yes, VONA, Vona.
Okay. I just want to make sure. There we go.
Can I tell people? I saw a few people ask like who I am. Can I just?
Please,
I
introduce.
So you guys, I'm Dr. Vona, Jamie Vona. I've been teaching psychology for 22 years at the college and university level. I'm a research psychologist. I have my bachelor's and master's in counseling psychology and human behavior. And then I have a specialization in marriage and family therapy and a doctorate in education. And I did my research on the effects of social media on identity development of 18 to 24-year-olds. And now I'm a content creator.
That's very interesting. It's because that's kind of the new frontier.
It really is, which is why I was so interested in it, because there wasn't a whole lot of literature on it yet. So I'm like, I need to jump in there. So now I'm actually waiting to see, I'm trying to publish in the Journal of College Student Development, which is like a huge journal in academia. So we'll see what happens.
Nice. That's awesome.
That would be cool. But that way people know that I'm like, that I'm experienced. I know I don't look like I have 25 years experience. No, I'm just kidding.
No, you don't. You look.
I'm joking. I'm playing.
Stunning, darling. Yes.
Oh, thanks, darling. You're fabulous yourself.
So, don't what? Yes. Please be dropping Dr. Vanna's channel.
Oh, thank you.
Mods, please, and just make sure you also cuff you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, my dear, for becoming a member. Yes, you will thoroughly enjoy Dr. Vanna's stuff. She's very, very down to earth, very easy to talk to and understand.
Thank you.
Yeah. So these are some of Daniel's messages. Now, before Daniel really talked to any social media or anything, he spoke more toward the press, right? And just these are absolutely confirmed, some of his messages. And he says here, for instance, who searched for 20 minutes and found it? It doesn't fly to where the boot print was located 1,000 feet away. Come on, who happens to stumble upon it? Right?
So is this about the cluster of boots?
This is about the cluster of boot prints, and it's also the cluster or the blanket.
Gotcha.
But here in the media, he says here, Martel confirmed that on Monday night, the Mounties showed him a shirt, a blanket, a water bottle found during the search near Gairloch Road, but he said none of the items belonged to either child. He denied he was the only one, not even Malaya. Malaya did not deny publicly that the blanket was Lily's. Daniel denied publicly in the beginning that the blanket was Lily's.
So this is my thing. When it comes to Daniel, I feel like he seems like he's very adamant about certain things. For example, he'll say that definitely wasn't their boot prints, or he said somebody asked, were you surprised that they didn't find them in the latest search? And he said, no, I'm not surprised at all because they're not in the woods. So I feel like when you're that emphatic about something, it's like, okay, well, if they're not there, where are they? Like, to me, that means subconsciously that you're like, if you know for sure that they're not there, then where are they?
Right. It's absolute. Like, they asked him, do you think they'll find anything? When they was searching recently, he said absolutely 100% not. Right. I mean,
did you think the same thing? Like, okay, well, if you know for sure, then where are they?
I mean, he should be just as confused as all of us, in my opinion. Right.
Yep.
Like, if you don't know, you don't know. You can say, for instance, like, well, I mean, they've searched there a lot of times and they haven't found anything, but maybe they'll find something this time.
Yes, I agree.
That's the difference, right?
No, I definitely agree, and that's what I thought too. Let me just thank real quick, Cuff, you and Sarah for both becoming members, and I just became one too. So they're my two mods.
Oh, thank you, Dr.
So we
Vaughn.
all came over
Appreciate
here,
you.
the three of
Cuff
us, and we all
you.
became mods. And
You
Sarah
guys are
too.
amazing. Sarah, thank you so much. Appreciate you as well. Thank you. Welcome to the Pearl family. And Zelda, 22 months, girl. How you
There
doing?
you go.
Thank you, my dear. Appreciate you. So for instance here, June 19, 2025, Martell confirmed it was a piece of Lilly's blanket. This is when he first said that it is a piece of Lilly's blanket. But previously, he told the media it wasn't. But they knew right after that they found the blanket that they said that was, Malaya said that was Lilly's blanket.
So do you think he comes around because Malaya says that it's her blanket? Like, do you think if she didn't confirm that he would have just stayed with it wasn't? If so, the reason I'm asking is because if so, then that shows that he knew, like, he has the ability to tell one story and know something different. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, I agree. Here is a text. He says, "We all know who planted it, guys. A blanket doesn't grow wings." Again,
Who is he talking to?
Here he is.
Is it like news outlets or like a friend?
No, he's talking to a social media. I think he might be.
That makes sense.
He's talking to like a social media influencer.
Gotcha.
But he, a blanket, and that indicates if someone plants a blanket, that means there's foul play. You don't got to turn your camera on if you want to come up, Daff. Come on up. Let's see. Here we go. I don't care if you're in your sweats. Jan, girl, I'm gonna turn your camera on. Just want to hear your sweet little voice. And then he says right here, Ron called mom the morning of the disappearance because he was going to town. If mom would have went with Ron, mom would have never heard the kids. That's how I never harmed the kids, and neither did Malaya. Mom has this is where they talk about the pool and all of that. This was interesting to me. No one is willing to speak but me. The first time CPS came to the house was to give support contacts for Jack and Lily's behavior issues. Now, my in real life BFF has worked for CPS, DHS for over 20 years. She lives literally almost next door to me. And they don't come for that.
No, not for support. They come for other reasons. There's a whole different field of support that would come out, like there's different occupational therapists and things like that, which would be separate from. The only time in my experience that Child Protective Services comes is because there was a report made that they need to investigate.
Yeah, it's for the safety and wellness of a child.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's it.
Period.
They just want to make sure the child is safe and well.
I agree.
That's it.
Speaking of, do we know why, like what the allegation was? I know that we don't know for sure, but do you is it because of the black eyes? Allegedly?
No, we do know. We actually do know.
Oh,
what
we
the
do.
allegation
So can you
is,
tell me?
because you know what? I need to send you like the ultimate information thing on this, because we have there's someone made a document, I guess.
I'm a researcher. I'll read every single word of it.
Yeah, you would love that. I'll send that to you. And
Thank you.
but he's talking. They went out there because the school was concerned that Jack and Lilly was showing up. And actually, out of all the cases that I've ever seen, the CPS director actually spoke out on this case, which I was floored.
Wow. What did they say?
They just confirmed pretty much that they were out there in December and all that. There's statements on there, and it's in that article and all that.
I'm
so.
surprised that they were even allowed to say that because of like, you know, ethical issues and stuff, like HIPAA issues.
Yeah, I mean it's Canada, but I'm sure they have their own.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, they have their own privacy thing though. But the teachers and staff were concerned because there was lots of bruising often, and they were coming to school without proper clothing, like
really?
Coats and that kind of thing. Some of the teachers allegedly bought some clothing for them, because remember, they didn't have a washer or dryer in their house, and they went every 6 weeks to wash clothes. And that's their words. That's not my words. That's their words.
I do not have 6 weeks worth of clean clothes.
Not a
Could
day,
you
not a
imagine?
chance. And you look at
That's a lot of underwear.
Yeah. That's well, you look at like poor little Lily's jacket and stuff, and it's just had its better days, you know.
That's terrible. And let me ask people a question in chat. Let me tell us if you've ever, how many of you have had a black eye ever, even if you're 60? How many black eyes have you had in your life? So my thing is that they've had multiple black eyes, these kids. Like, I feel like it's not common. I mean, kids get scratches and bruises all the time, but very rarely do you see a kid with a black eye.
Yes. And again,
people are like 0, 0, none.
Yeah, the reporter had texted Daniel, and she shows where she speaks to Daniel, and Daniel kind of avoids her with this question, but then he Facebook messages her, and she shows the message, and he says Daniel says Jack and Lilly had, quote, several black eyes. It was common.
That's crazy.
And actually, Lilly had a black eye the day she vanished.
Do you think that he tells us it? Because I was thinking, I'm like, why would someone tell us that the kid had a black eye if like they didn't know? And then I'm thinking, wait a minute, what if they came out with like surveillance video somewhere and people saw it? Could that be like getting ahead of it?
There is surveillance video of Jack and Lilly and Daniel and Malaya and Meadow at the Dollarama.
Were you able to see close up? Like, could you tell if she had a black eye?
We've never seen it as the public.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then there's them at Walmart. But, you know, he says Jack was very clumsy. Right.
Doesn't make any sense.
I mean, 4-year-olds are 4-year-olds, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, they're 4-year-olds. He says that how Lilly got her, was it Lilly, guys? Help me in chat. She was pushing down like a car, right? And she slips and it blacks her eye.
What?
Well, I mean, I have kids. You have, you know, if you've ever taken care of kids when you were little, like if they push out like that, it hits their mouth or their chin. It doesn't black
teeth,
their eye.
right? The teeth.
Right.
You're right.
Right.
Why were they? What kind of truck was she pushing? Like a toy truck? Or like was she pushing up against like a truck? Because my thing is like, where were the parents at?
Yeah.
There's a lot of that where it's like, where were the parents at?
Yeah. Yeah. I had 3 boys, no black eyes. I mean, black eyes can happen. They sure can. But I how can it be common for a 4-year-old to have several black eyes?
It's not. It's really not. I was a competitive cheerleader and I had like a black eye, but that was literally because I was underneath someone so that they didn't fall. So like there was a reasoning for it. It wasn't like I was
Right.
pushing a car and fell. Like so, and that was one time and I was older. I wasn't 4. But at 4 years old, even if people like have worked in a daycare before, I mean, I worked in a daycare when I was getting my undergrad for a few years, and I don't ever remember ever a kid having a black eye.
Yeah.
It's very uncommon.
And you got to think about how much pressure it takes to black an eye. You're pushing vessels, right? Like we're moving all the time and our vessels are very pliable, right? Otherwise our veins wouldn't stick together, right? Like we'd all be bruised all the time. So it takes a lot of pressure to cause a black eye.
It really does. And the fact that both of them have had black eyes and more than one is just, that's even more of a red flag to me, because it's not even like you could say one was like, some people bruises. Like I'm just trying to play devil's advocate, but I mean, there isn't devil's advocate here. The chances of both of them having multiple black eyes is just very slim. So I could understand why Child Protective Services would want to come check.
Yeah. Yeah. And from what I understand, it's, teachers, I don't want to speak for all teachers or anything, but I in my opinion, teachers, the first time they see something, they don't usually, unless it's really major, you know what I mean? I think they generally might ask in the beginning or whatever, but it's usually they have to see a pattern.
Well, we are mandated reporters. So, and I'm a professor, so it might be a little bit different, but we are mandated reporters. If I saw a student with a black eye, which I've been teaching for 22 years and I've never had a student come in with a black eye, like the more I think about it, the more I'm like, it is not common to get a black eye, that like, at least not that many that like you see more than one person having them. So I did one time though have to call sex crimes, because I tell people all the time I'm a mandated reporter, and I still had a student tell me a story of how her friend was having S with their teacher at high school. And I was like, wait, what? You're in high school? Like, I didn't even realize that you were in my class in high school. So we are mandated reporters. So if somebody did see a black eye, I would hope that they at least would have to tell like the nurse or whatever. And then maybe the nurse's office calls the kid down. I'm not sure how that works. And again, in Canada, I don't know how different the laws are, or if like, are they, I'm assuming that they're also mandated.
I think it's very common. It's the same. It's pretty, I think it's, again, I don't know 100%, but I think it's pretty common as it is here. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Yep. Okay.
So I think it's, I was just trying to find one of these pictures.
Is that Jamie? It says coincidence 2 days apart. What is that? The one, the third one in
what I got up here.
Yes, it's the third one in. So go up a tiny bit. Yep, right there.
Right here. This is Jane McDonough. Coincidence 2 days apart, but they have very precise times. Oh, okay. So this is May 2nd, in an article that Daniel and Malia was in. This is when the kids, went missing. They said they went to bed. I still remember that I sat on the bed. I gave Malaya a hug and everything. And then I literally passed out cold because I was so tired from searching all day and I fell asleep at 9:09, he said. Now, May 4th, let me see if I can make it.
And who was that? Because didn't she leave that day?
She left the 3rd.
Oh, okay.
She left the 3rd. The 2nd is when they went missing, and she stayed.
I didn't realize that. I think I thought she left that day. So thank you for clearing that up for me.
She left the next day.
Ooh.
And then May 4th in the documents, it says the other part of the blanket was seized from Malaya and Daniel by Corporal Rice on May 4th, 2023 at 9:09 p.m. What I do? So it's just the timings that Daniel and Malaya always give are very interesting because it's like in usually like 20 minutes blocks. They'll say like, we didn't see them for 20, we didn't hear them for 20 minutes. What else was it, guys, with the 20 minutes thing? There was like 3 different or 4 different. They would always say like 20 minutes.
There's something I notice here too. So when it comes to when people tell stories, a lot of times they won't have like they won't start the sentence the way that you normally would. So like, for example, the second one, and it says, when we both woke up, that's normal. But if you look to the one all the way to the left, 309 left pizza shop, that's not as normal. I don't know if there's something before that in the sentence. So then I keep reading and it happens again. It says, where was it? Oh my God, where was it? It says, got home a little bit before 4. I got my tools together and helped work on the fence. I came inside, went in and started to get dark around 8. So maybe I misread the one thing, but you see how it just says like 309 left.
Yep.
A lot of times people won't say the entire sentence. Like over here, if you look the third one in, it says went to bed on May 2nd. Like it doesn't, they don't usually start the sentence in the same way, which has always been interesting to me. But as I read that, the other thing I remember is that he went in the room and turned the light on. Who does that?
Well, he says he does that about 12 or 12:30.
I would be so mad at you if my kids were asleep and you came in and turned the light on.
So have you ever read, you have the documents?
Mm-mm.
Oh, girl, I got to send you all of this stuff.
I'll read it all too. I just don't know where to access anything.
So the documents, it says Jack and Lilly shared a room. Okay.
I don't understand that either.
Well, but get this, and this is in the RCMP documents. It's a 10-foot by 9-foot room. Okay. They put a wall, a partition with doors up. So they had like a 3.5 by 9 foot, each of them. That's smaller than a prison cell.
As opposed to putting them both in a different room. And then when the kids come 2 weekends a month. So that's like 4 days out of the whole month. So for those 4 days, maybe then, sleep in the same room. But for the rest of the days, why not put them in their own room?
But listen, why? This was their excuse for like partitioning the room off. Because if they didn't, they would stay up all night.
So put them in their own room and then they wouldn't stay up all night either.
Well, how about sit your ass there and read them a bedtime story or, something. Like that's what I did with my kid. Like I had a glider and I would sit there and I would read or, whatever, it's like, it's just
there's
so
a lot
weird.
of excuses. I will say that.
It's hard being a parent. Like it's not easy, but it's like, you got to do it.
It's the hardest job you'll ever love.
Yes, that's exactly. Well, yes, perfect. I was trying to find it here real quick, but
so interesting. I've never seen any of this stuff. Wait, he didn't want to go to school either. He refused to get ready. I would get up to help Malaya. It's back. It's backed by Malaya in the document stating Daniel really helped when I was overwhelmed, and it was many times. I left for work 4 or 5 times. My employer told me to help with the kids. So this is my thing. If he's working, I also, and again, this is a legend. I don't know this to be true, so hopefully you can help me with this. But from what I've been told, he did have a job, but he didn't work like a 40-hour-a-week type thing. Because my thing is, why was he like, if my husband's at work, I'm not calling him to come home from work to help me because I'd be afraid that that would make him look bad at work, and we need you to work so that he can pay the bills.
I mean, listen, if you I get it. It is sometimes some kids are hard to get up of the morning, but I also feel like, if they're going to sleep, at 11 and 12 o'clock, number one, yeah, well, they're tired. You know, when they're that little, they need a little bit more sleep. But like, you're a mother. If they're going, first of all, if he had to go home from work to like get him up of the morning, that means he was working night shift.
Or
Because
he was at work and he's like, this is what I don't like about that too. By saying that, he puts on the mom that she wasn't able to handle these kids on her own. So like he was needed, which I think is bull. Like, I don't think that's cool to do to the mom either, right? Because then that just says that the mom couldn't handle them. But I don't.
But he exclusively says that. He says Malaya would not bring the kids to town unless I was with them, because she would be overwhelmed.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Especially because then it's interfering with daily functioning by him having to leave for work.
Precisely. Like if he's having to come home from work regularly because you can't get a 4-year-old up, a well-capable mother, I mean, that's concerning, in my opinion.
Me too. Like, and it's even more concerning that he like I feel like he loves to hate her. Like, so, but the thing is, I don't know if he's like poking at her to see like if she'll respond in any way, and she doesn't, which probably you know, and this is just my opinion, you guys, I'm not diagnosing anyone, but I genuinely, just from what I've seen and all the behavior I've seen, I definitely see a narcissist when I look at Daniel. So that would say to me that, and dating a narcissist is like, and some of you probably already know this, but dating a narcissist is a whole thing in itself. Like, there's so much manipulation and gaslighting and, you know, evidence building that you're, you know, whether it's true or not. So I just feel like he like loves to hate her. Do you find that too?
I found in the beginning he would not say anything negative about her.
So why do you think he started to?
But the day after he left, a reporter, it's on a podcast, she says it with her own lips. And she says something that I didn't really understand at the time, but now I look back on it. It was Daniel tells the reporter, he says, Malaya is going to blame all of this on me. And it was like no one was looking at Daniel and Malaya as anything other than the police, or, you know, they're looking for your kids. They got out.
That says a lot to me, right? Because why would you just share that with someone? If especially, he does that a lot, where he'll share information that nobody asked for. Well, which is probably one of the reasons that he stopped talking, because he probably heard, at least me, because I've been on DT and I know that he watches that. But I said it several times, like every time he opens his mouth, he makes himself look bad. I don't know that he realizes that, though, because if you're narcissistic, you're very childlike. So I know a lot of people think narcissistic, you have a big, like, you know, that you feel superior and stuff, which they do, but it's not because they really feel superior. It's because they have a low self-esteem and have to have it, you know, be perceived that they are superior to others. And I see a lot of that here.
Well, you know, recently he, in one of these interviews, he talks, let me see if I can find it real quick. It's very, very telling.
And people are saying in the chat that he overshares and he overexplains. That's all typical of that particular personality.
Yes. Watch this right here.
Anything like that. But I said, you're welcome to do it anywhere.
Hold on, let me find it real quick.
I love these interviews. I haven't seen them all yet.
Park or pick up a scent and nothing was located.
Hold on, what's this?
Yeah, the pipeline trail right here.
Why are they so far apart?
Searching, not, you know, any planning or anything like that. I mean, they were boots on the ground.
That's a good question.
The words that came out of his mouth.
That says something to me. I wonder if that's her not being comfortable around him.
Yeah, that's the way I get it. That's the way I take it. But
There was nothing detailed that.
hold on, where does he see it here?
If you click on the transcript, I just learned you could find it
without
that way
knowing
too.
any of the
Yeah.
background.
Did he make any accusations at you?
Yeah, he did. He said that Thursday didn't have enough details, and we think you did something to the kids Thursday night.
That's the RCMP officer. He's saying the RCMP officers, the ones they brought in. He said Thursday doesn't have enough details, and we think you did something to the kids Thursday night.
He keeps saying that Thursday night isn't that big. Like he says, like he doesn't remember everything from Thursday night. Now that you just said that, I had a flashback that he doesn't remember everything on Thursday night because it was just a regular night. And he didn't realize that but my thing is, okay, you thought it was a regular night then, but it's not a regular night. So the minute that it wasn't a regular night, 12 hours later, the next day, you should have been trying to recall everything that happened that night before so that, you would help yourself in that case. Just doesn't make sense.
Absolutely. I mean, if you have lost someone great in your life, someone really close to you, I have the memory of a goldfish, Dr. Vanna. Like it deletes every 3 seconds, right? Like
I have the best memory ever. So we're different there.
With specific things, like I can remember what people say generally to an extent, but I don't remember like scenes. You know what I mean? Like unless like something's familiar with me or whatever.
But that's kind of normal, right? I think it's more abnormal to remember every little thing like I do. I think I'm
Really?
also because I'm neurodivergent.
Well, yeah. I mean, but I think, have you ever seen those people like on like 60 Minutes or whatever, like they remember every second of their life? Wow. But I remember when my dad died, I remember everything about that day. Like even before I knew he died, you know what I mean? Like you just run through it. When my mom died, like I remember everything.
It's because it was an emotional memory, because your amygdala, the part of the brain that houses emotion, sits right there with the hippocampus. So we tend to remember emotional memories, which this should have become 12 hours later when the kids were not there anymore.
Yes. Like you're going to do everything in your power to familiarize, yourself with that day. God, were they acting funny? Was I missing something? You're going to question these things. But yeah.
And ask them, like, what are you talking about? Like, I just ran through whole Thursday and Wednesday with you. Like, we just spent the last 20 minutes talking. And there's not enough detail because I thought it was an ordinary day.
It wasn't.
You thought it was an ordinary day, but it turned out to not be an ordinary day.
Yeah, it wasn't. And it wasn't even like 4 weeks later you realized that it wasn't an ordinary day. It was hours later. So hours later when you have to call the police and say, I can't find my kids, that makes it not an ordinary day. So at that moment, he should have been able to replay the last 12 hours of what he did.
Yes. Because they interview you immediately. What happened here? Run it down through us. So if you can't remember the day before this, or if it's extraordinary, or not extraordinary at all, you should still be able to remember 12 hours before.
But he remembers for sure other things, like they're not going to find them in the woods, or that's not their blanket. Like he remembers those things specifically. So I feel like, and again, to your point, he remembers things when it's convenient, but then he should be able to remember what happened that night before.
I feel like in my opinion, he doesn't remember things that could incriminate him.
Exactly.
But he remembers everything that might paint him in a better light.
Anything that could exonerate him, he wants us to know, but things that can, pinpoint him as a, perpetrator of any such. And again, it might just be, this is the thing with Daniel. he's like, when you're narcissistic, and again, this is just my opinion, but when you're narcissistic and you have like a narcissistic injury, you feel very childlike. So you go back to this version of yourself where you feel like you have to prove yourself. And he does a lot of that. But in doing so, he makes himself look 10 times more guilty. My thing is, he might, and again, I'm not just saying only, but his big crime could be negligence. Do you know, it might not even be something it might not be nefarious. I don't know, because I'm not, the case isn't solved yet. It could be very nefarious, but it might not be. But either way, he winds up making himself look worse. I can't wait to watch this.
Found it where it's okay. Let me just.
He tells so much with his body language.
Oh, yes. Watch his arms go every which way.
I also noticed when he does interviews with females, he feels less threatened. When he does the interview with DT, he is so on his toes, and he does a lot of like he goes after every little thing when he talks to DT. It's the weirdest thing. You'll have to look at it eventually.
This is something I've noticed over the last 3 years of being in like true crime. Again, I'm not a doctor or anything, but I notice that there's a certain type of male that seems to usually end up in the situation Daniel ends up, and they generally will not talk to males as much.
A narcissist?
Maybe that's it. I mean, maybe that's it. But these guys, they will not generally talk to males or someone that knows really how to interview or do a follow-up question or hold them accountable to the question. Like, it's kind of like how politicians speak. You ask them a question and they'll talk nothing about the question. Their mouth is moving, but they're talking.
You could also say that they fit under narcissistic too, right?
Yes, 1000%.
So I think that ding, 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 that you found a commonality or a personality characteristic that is similar across all of those characters, even though they're very different people, because it's a personality trait and not necessarily a job or a financial status or things like that. So you hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, it's that they will generally speak to people. In my opinion, they feel like that will give them a lot of leeway, not hold, oh, okay, not ask, well, what do you mean by that? Or
did you see his interview with DT?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, he looks so uncomfortable. So I agree with you. Yeah.
All right, listen to this.
How's that communication in your relationship with RCMP now, 5 months later, and then given that interaction a few weeks ago?
At this point, I go to them. They don't ever come to me. It's just like I have to contact them. I have to go to them. And it's been like that for a little while now because I've given them so many leads and there's only so much I can do. I was told not to pursue any leads. So I'm not the one who's going to be going out there investigating.
Why do you pursue leads? Because you're still out there talking to people and finding out new details.
By pursuing leads, they mean if I have a lead, I don't track it down in person. But yeah, like I'm still open to talk to the public. I have no fake accounts. I don't have anything that would be not under my name. Like I go fully into every comment with my name present. So I have nothing to hide. People are free to message me whenever, and people are free to discuss anything they want with me.
Okay. So right there, nobody asked him about any accounts, right? You heard that yourself. Nobody asked this gentleman about any fake accounts. Well, it just so happens. Oh God, I hope I can.
I was going to say, it sounds like he's projecting there. The first thing I would have done after this interview was to go look and see what fake accounts he has.
Oh, well, he does.
Oh, he does?
And we proved it.
Oh, there you go. That actually makes total sense. That was the first thing when he said that. I'm thinking, okay, just like the same thing with, I know for a fact they weren't in the woods. It's like, okay, well, where are they? I feel like that's all projection.
Well,
tell me about the fake account.
He got on Facebook, and he was under the name. If somebody has it, can you text it to me? If anyone has it.
What?
I have it. I know where it's at. I think
so.
Maybe,
during this interview, he had a fake account.
Hell yes, he had a fake account.
So how can he believe that other people are going to believe him, or how can he expect other people to believe every word that he says when he can just outright look her straight in the eye? He's looking her straight in the eye right now and telling her something that isn't true.
Look at this. Let me find it.
That's unbelievable.
Let me see here.
Who is Courtney Banana? Sarah says psychopath. So that's antisocial personality disorder. And that can actually be antisocial personality and narcissistic personality or under cluster B personality disorders. So they overlap with a lot of their symptomology. And there's differences. And one of the major differences is with antisocial personality, or what other people know as psychopath or sociopath. The person has an inability, they don't feel guilt and remorse in the way that you or I feel guilt and remorse. They also have a lack of anxiety in a different way that we would feel anxiety.
He was under Courtney Madonna. I want to make this fully known because he quickly deleted this, but we got screenshots of it. I want to make this fully known. Don't downplay the intentions I have towards finding them safely. I talk openly without recourse. If you don't approve, just read. I've delivered everything ongoing to the public in the means of finding them. I'm the one that asked for polygraph exams first. I think he means I gave investigators my phone and said, take it. I released the pink blanket to the public. I released that me and the family were seen on CCTV the day prior. I released the polygraph results. I still continue to inform the public. The perspectives is ones to choose. And Daniel always does the explanation marks. He loves those, right? The perspectives is ones to choose. I do these interviews to talk openly because there is no other choice. I do it for Lilly and Jack because I should. If you look closely, it's either me or Belinda raising the only awareness. No others effing will. They don't have the willpower to stand up and raise awareness for what we all want. Reputation means nothing. There's nothing left. My life has been effing on full display for the world to either support or commence destruction. But by attacking me, you are attacking the closest voice they have. I see the truth. I seek the truth just like everyone in this group. If you support me, you support finding Jack and Lilly. If you don't want to support me, then continue on your war path you have chosen. Don't attack individuals that support you because they have different perspectives than your own. It's foolish and arrogant, which I am sometimes. I admit that. Everyone has a big heart, and we all want the same outcome. That's to find Lilly and Jack safely. And then it says something like, so F off or something.
So what that says to me is that he has a fake account and he forgot to switch over to his account before he posted that. Is that what you got from that?
That's exactly what it was.
Wow.
And it was
so was
just
anybody
like
able to look back and see what the Madonna person was writing? Like, I wonder if she's like a white knight for him. Like he's
no. It's a fake. It's his fake.
Well, that's
account.
what I mean. So like when he really
got you.
Act like that, is he like a oh, you guys need to stop. Daniel's completely innocent. I can't believe he did that. What a dummy.
Yeah, and he did it like a week after this interview.
Oh my! You know what? Wow.
Zelda, thank you for gifting a pearl necklace, baby. Appreciate that very much.
That is wow.
Yeah. Isn't that something?
That is something. That is something, because you could tell by reading that clearly, because at first I was like, wait a minute, why would somebody like write this acting like they're him? And then I'm like, oh my gosh, because he never switched over.
Yeah, it's exactly what it was. He never switched over. And then people started reading it, and they were like, and then he like deletes it as quick as he can.
Because he got caught.
Of course, but it was already screenshot.
Wow.
So
That
it
was
just
so
shows
stupid.
you
So
how
that makes
he
me want to
projects.
go back. Yes, it makes me want to go back and rewatch all of his interviews to see what else he's projecting.
Look at this.
That's positive.
How's that communication a few weeks ago?
Ever for a little while now. And there's only so much I can do. I have to be going out there investigating.
Why do you pursue leads? Because you're still out there talking to people and finding out new details.
By pursuing leads, they mean if I have a lead, I don't track it down in person. But yeah, like I'm still open to talk to the public. I have no fake accounts. I don't have anything that would be not under my name. Like I go fully into every comment with my name present. So I have nothing to hide. People are free to message me whenever, and people are free to discuss anything they want with me. Any angle, any perspective that they have, I'm open to it. And I will pass it along to investigators if it's a solid perspective. Every tip matters.
So
He's
manipulative.
so cocky here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why I feel like that all the other times that I saw him do interviews, he seemed like he was playing the role of like this stepdad. And here I feel like he's like angry or cocky or something. Do you know, am I onto something there? Is he like that the whole interview?
Well, the reason he was, in my opinion, mad at this time because he had just done the interview, and they had the dogs they had flown in 2 RCMP cadaver dogs there, and they were blaming him. He says they were blaming him. I mean, listen to this.
Which is funny because he says before that they weren't.
Exactly. He's like, RCMP has never blamed me. RCMP's never blamed me. But he says in this interview, he tells us that he says, well, I asked the RCMP officer, do you know about this case? And he's like, well, I've seen it for 20 minutes, like on TV. I mean, Dr. Vaughn, come on, Dr. Vaughn. Do you think they're going to send 2 RCMP officers across the Canadian country and they're going to have seen this for 20 minutes?
No,
they're going to be well versed in what they're looking for and what's been happening.
Yeah, and he's very, very like defensive here.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow, this says a lot. But yeah, so how can 1 minute, and he does this with a lot of things, right? Where he says one thing 1 minute and then something else the next minute, and they totally go against each other.
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
Thank you, Sarah. Appreciate you. You said the sign behind him. What was the sign behind him? I don't know. And thank you, McMackey, Pretty Pearls. It's good to see you, but busy, but off tonight. Happy. Thank you so much, my love. Appreciate you. Happy holidays to you as well.
I also noticed that when he talks about the kids, he referred to like, I don't know what interview it is, but I saw a clip of an interview. It could have been this one, but I feel like he wears the same shirt in different interviews. And I'm not saying that to be shady. I don't know if I'm misremembering what interview it is, because I think he does wear the same shirt in other interviews.
He has about 4 or 5 maybe different shirts. I mean, he doesn't have a washer and dryer, and it's the 6 weeks. They only go every 6 weeks. So
there you go. That's so true. So I don't know if it was this interview or not, but I noticed that when he talks about his biological children, he talked about them different than he does Jack and Lilly. Yeah, right. So it doesn't appear like they're all equal in his thought process. And I don't think he does it on purpose, but he's still
right. I don't think he does it consciously.
Consciously, that's the word. Yeah. Yep. I agree.
In my opinion.
I thought that
perfect. Like, let's do every square inch. And that's when it began with, you know, where do you think we should where do you think we should search? And in my mind, these guys are the best. They're supposed to be the best. They should have mapped the terrain, looked at satellite imagery, and found every single speck on that property that needed to be searched. And they should have had, you know, better coordination with reviewing those maps and people involved from the start with search and rescue to determine areas they need to search.
What happened? Did you tell them where to search or advise them, or what did you say?
I gave them like any indication that, you know, soft grounded areas like the marsh, the ponds, anything like that. But I said, you're welcome to do it anywhere. You know, they did inside the house. They did, I mean, everywhere, vehicles, they did everything they could.
Like
in the amount of time that they were given to do it.
So what did they search when they came inside? How did that go?
Well, when they took the dogs like inside the house, they ran from one side of the house to the other, waiting for the dogs to, you know, bark or pick up a scent, and nothing was located. Same with all the property. There was no indication of anything. When they didn't do
the tongue
once,
again.
they took in both dogs. They did it. Did the whole thing.
I call it his snake tongue.
Yeah, he just did it. He did it here, and he did it a few seconds ago where he said, I told them they could search wherever they wanted on the property, as if he
does it a lot in Daniel's DT's interview.
That's what I noticed was the entire interview with DT. He does the tongue thing, but I don't think I noticed it anywhere else. So this is the first time I'm noticing it outside of that.
Yeah, I call it his lizard tongue or his snake.
Yeah.
But listen to this. Just listen to this. You're going to fall out.
They did like up the road. They did the blanket site. They did pipeline where the boot print was found. I mean, they exhausted every single area within Lansdowne.
Wow. Yeah, the pipeline trail right here where we're standing.
They did. I mean, they spent every hour they could searching, not, you know, planning or anything like that. I mean, they were boots on the ground, just doing whatever they could.
You were mentioning that you had a bit of a tense reaction with one of the dog handlers. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, it was a little bit heartbreaking and saddening to hear what the words that came out of his mouth. And for me, all I was trying to do was ever help. Like that's all I've been doing is cooperating, and to see that and hear that, I mean, it was pretty saddening.
What did he say?
Here it comes.
He said your Thursday and all the way leading into Friday morning, there's not enough detail. And I said to him that Thursday was just an ordinary day until I woke up on Friday morning. And that's when like life changed. There was nothing like life changing on Thursday. It was a normal day. So therefore, there was nothing detailed that needed to be remembered that day until Friday morning.
So he was mentioning something along the lines of something happened Thursday night, and your story isn't matching up? Yeah,
well, not just matching, it didn't have enough detail for him personally. And then that's when I asked him, do you know anything on the case? And he said, not really. I've seen you on the news once. And that kind of alarmed me, or, you know, shocking, because you're having somebody that's trying to get you to admit to something and they don't know any details. So therefore, my Thursday didn't have any details. Your knowledge of the case didn't have any details. So you shouldn't try to force something on me without knowing any of the background.
Did he make any accusations at you?
Yeah, he did. He said that Thursday didn't have enough details, and we think you did something to the kids Thursday night. And I asked him, like, what are you talking about? Like, I just ran through whole Thursday and Wednesday with you. Like, we just spent the last 20 minutes talking, and there's not enough detail because I thought it was an ordinary day.
I wouldn't even give him the clap. I don't even think it was that good.
It was the slow clap.
Yeah, good. Because I was going to say, I don't even know if that got a clap. Like, I feel like, I would be curious to see how much information did he give about Wednesday? Like, I wonder, because wouldn't that be something if Wednesday he was more detailed about?
I can tell you what he did because the document says he was confusing Wednesday with Thursday.
Oh, how convenient.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And how would you not know what happened the day before? Like, I could see if somebody's asking them today to recall Thursday now, back then, but this was literally like the next day.
I could see it more, but I still can't see it.
No, me
Even
either, but
now.
I'm saying, like, I could see how he might think that we would
Right.
believe it. But right afterwards, like, you should be able to think what you did in the past 12 hours type thing, because they were literally asking about like the 12 hours before they called. Like, that would be the night before.
But
So like,
he has been asked this for 7 months, chapter and verse of what happened Thursday and Friday. Like, he should be able to clock it just, word for word over and over, right? But he said something here just a second ago, and I just realized it. I didn't.
isn't it funny how
So
you rewatch something and you hear something new?
What's that? Yes, it's
Like how, yeah, I do that all the time. I'm like, wait, I didn't hear this the first time. Like, so that's
yeah,
interesting.
it's
mentioning something along the lines of something happened Thursday night,
Yeah.
and your story isn't matching up.
Yeah, well, and not just matching, it didn't have enough detail for him personally. And then that's when I asked him, do you know anything on the case? And he said, not really. I've seen you on the news.
wait, it's
So-
before that, I think.
And I said to him that Thursday was just an ordinary day. All I was trying to do was ever help. Like that's all I've been doing is cooperating, and to see that and hear that, I mean, it was pretty saddening.
What did he say?
He said your Thursday and all the way leading into Friday morning, there's not enough detail.
Okay, that's it. He said leading into Friday morning. Leading into Friday morning. Your Thursday, because we're talking about Thursday before midnight.
Mm.
And then he's talking about leading into Friday morning. We're talking about after midnight. Midnight to 6 a.m. when they called the school, in my opinion. I mean, that's his words. That's not my words. That's his words right there.
No, that's interesting. And I also noticed in that same clip that he said that he wanted to see what they knew about the investigation. And I was like, you just said that out loud. Like, isn't that the truth?
But I find that very interesting because he says he goes into the room midnight or a little after midnight to flick on the lights.
Oh
Right.
my gosh, yes.
This is when he's flicking on the lights.
Good point.
And again, some people don't believe it. I personally do. And personally, why I believe the neighbors saying that they saw or heard these vehicles is because if you go back and listen to Daniel the first time, actually he does it on DT show about where he went down to the railroad tracks and then turns around and then goes up this whatever sort of way. I think it's Justin, I think that's his name. He spoke to the RCMP the day Jack and Lilly went missing. And he tells them that it was Daniel's car. He says it's Daniel's car. And he tells the exact way Daniel goes down to the railroad tracks and then turns around and comes back. Those two had no, like, Justin or whatever his name is he had already reported that in the documents. Right?
Would he have any reasoning for saying that? Like, I always try to play devil's advocate. Like, is there any reason that the neighbor would have said that or no? Like, was he really, do you think he was really just trying to help?
Okay, this is my question though. How would he know Daniel went down to the railroad track first and then turned around and go up if it didn't happen? Because Daniel says he goes down to the railroad tracks, turns around, and then goes back up. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. 1,000%. Great question.
And
So we know that the neighbor then talked to the police before like this came out. Like the neighbor couldn't have heard him tell this story.
no, because the neighbor had already put it in, already told the RCMP, and it was already like written in the documents, right?
Oh, I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Now, the other neighbor didn't talk for, well, they didn't come to, I guess, interview him for like a week or so later. But one of the neighbors, you know, they was talking to the other neighbor, and he's like, I heard a car that night, like that. And the other neighbor's like, well, I seen the car that night, and it was Daniel's car.
But they didn't tell the police that it was Daniel's car, right? Didn't they just say they heard a car, but he told...
One of them did. They said it was Daniel's, or
I didn't think that they said that it was Daniel's. They just said that they heard a car going up and down. It's like starting to come back to me now. Wasn't one of the neighbors, because I don't want to mix it up with the Summerwells case. Wasn't one of the neighbors arrested before for like, didn't he like steal people's property and stuff? So this is the right case. And he had stuff in his like in his garage. So maybe he was. Well, no, I would think that would make me believe him more, only because I would think that he would have a reason not to want to tell the police something. So the fact that he sees something and says something would make me personally think that he was being honest, but I don't know.
Let me see.
That's interesting though. You're right. How would, if they already talked to Ellie and then Daniel said it after, it corroborates it.
Yep. Damn, where's it at?
I would love to talk to Daniel.
Yeah.
You guys, if I ever got to talk to Daniel, what question should I ask him? Put it in the chat. That's a good question to ask. What would you ask him if you could ask a question?
Oh God, I don't even know where to start. Like, I would need probably 48 hours to gather my thoughts.
What if he was here right now and you had to pick a question? What do you think you would ask him? Even if you would go back later and be like, oh my gosh, I would definitely ask this instead. Like if you were put on the spot right now and he was here and you could ask him anything.
Oh God,
it's a good question, right? I'm saying the same thing in the chat too.
It is a good question. People saying, where's the kids? Again, I would want to know more about Thursday night as well. You know, to me,
Didn't he say we didn't kill the kids? I didn't kill any of the kids. That was his case, right?
That was his words. Yeah. I didn't kill the kids. I didn't
kill any of the kids or something. And then he said, I didn't kill the kids. I thought that was weird.
Yeah, it's I think it's weird personally. You know what I mean?
I wonder what questions other people are going to say. Of course, where are the kids? You would, you know, if we had to ask something to pinpoint to try to get more info. Oh, wait, when did you find out that you would not be working on Friday? So he didn't work on Friday?
He supposedly was only working 1 day a week. And that was to, I guess, they had to. Can you, did you text me earlier?
I think I texted you that I was going to get the link in chat.
Okay, I got you. I'm gonna text you this document so you can go over it. There you go. I just texted it to you. I was looking.
These are great questions.
Yeah.
Why is he out? Why is he in the trailer? Why is mom's outside? I would assume that would be because there was more of them as opposed to her. But I think that was very selfless of the mom to give him the trailer. Selfless, not selfish. Like, I think that was very nice of her to be like, you and the kids can have the trailer.
Yeah, I'm trying to find.
Oh, wait, where's his brother? Tell me about his brother.
That's a good question. We'd all like to know, actually, because nobody talks about his brother, Justin. There's the neighbor, Justin, and then there's his brother, Justin, right?
So what I remember is the brother, and I don't know if I'm remembering this wrong, but does the brother live in the city or something in the mom's other property? Or no?
I don't think he lives pretty close. I can't remember. He lives pretty close, but I don't know if it's his
Gotcha.
mom's property.
Does she have another property in the city or something?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, she does. Yeah.
These are great questions, you guys.
Oh yeah, they're good. They know what they're.
This is amazing. Why did you get up and make the children their breakfast? Why didn't you get up and make the children their breakfast? How old were the kids again?
Pardon me?
How old were the children again? The Jack and Lilly?
How old?
Yes.
4 and 6.
So I guess you could say at 4 and 6, the 6-year-old could probably get themselves cereal, but the 2-year-old, yeah, why wouldn't you make
4.
them breakfast?
4.
4 and 6?
Yeah, 4 and 6.
So they should, I guess, I don't know. I'm trying to play devil's advocate. Like, could they get, somebody said, why didn't you get up and make them breakfast? Could it be that they could get themselves cereal? I don't know.
Everything's not perfect in life, right? Like,
right. That's what I'm saying. So I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt there too.
I get it. But for me, Lily had a cough. They said Lily had a cough, right? And she was home Thursday as well, even though they went a bunch of places Thursday, right? They're traveling all over town Thursday, restaurants, stores, all kinds of things, right? If she was kept home another day, and Daniel, according to NDT's interview, he said, I didn't think Lily needed to be home. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And if your kid is sick, I don't know about you, but I don't sleep good when my kid's sick, especially when they were little. Right. When they were little, like I'm up all hours checking if they got a fever. I'm, because about anywhere from 3 to 6 a.m., they're going to spike a fever or they need some cough syrup or whatever. I'm not going to be in bed at 10 o'clock.
That's true.
When you have 3 children under the age of 6 in the house, 3, and you kept 2 of them home. And you had supposedly been in bed since like 10 o'clock that night.
Didn't he turn the light on at midnight?
He turns the light on at midnight. Yes. And that's another.
Kids were in bed by 10 o'clock. Is that what you meant?
Yes. Malaya put them to bed. But Daniel, this is the other interesting thing. Daniel says he goes in about 8 o'clock that night. And he said he thought the kids were already asleep. But in the documents, Malaya says, I don't put the kids to sleep till like 10 o'clock or something. She puts Jack and Lily down, and then she puts Meadow down.
That's really late.
To sleep. So how do you not have a memory if the kids are asleep?
Especially because he says how rowdy they are.
In the documents, Malaya says they were very rowdy that night.
And just like I do, when kids get tired at night before they go to bed, that's when they get most rowdy because they're tired. So they get cranky too. So how would you not know if they were asleep?
Yep.
Someone here said, and I'm like jumping out of my skin right now. Someone said, how would they make themselves cereal if there was a lock on the fridge? Is that a thing? Is that real?
Well, I don't know if there was a lock on the fridge then, but I do have a photo with a lock on the fridge. Yes.
Oh, I do not.
Yep. That is true. Again, I don't know if it was on there at the time of Jack and Lily going missing, but some months before that, there was a lock on the fridge. Yes.
I think I would do such a good interview. Sarah just said something that I definitely would ask him. If he said something about the kids being rowdy, I would ask, what does rowdy mean to you? So that was a good question. Because my rowdy is different than your rowdy, which would be. So I would want to know, what is his perception? And again, if he did, I wouldn't want to say too much here either, because God forbid he probably is listening. I wouldn't want him to try, because I feel like that's what he does. I feel like he tries to get 10 steps ahead. Every one of these questions are fantastic questions, and I'm going to be writing them down.
Yeah.
Why did you lock the front door and not the patio door?
Yes. That's a good question.
And he was very sure about the front door, just like he was sure that you're not going to find the kids. He was very sure about the front door being locked, wasn't he? He said that he knew for a fact it was locked because he had to go into the back when he came back or something. I remember
Well,
that
he said that there was like a wrench that he puts in the door that he had put in the door that night because there was bear. They was afraid of bear. And there is a photo of a bear in his front yard. I have seen that. But again, why do you not lock the other doors? And to me, more importantly, if y'all are so afraid of bear, Janie, when she, in the documents, you'll see that Malaya says Janie normally calls her when the kids go outside to say, hey, the kids are outside. But this morning, she didn't look out there. She just heard them. And it's interesting how, Malaya and Daniel says he sees Lilly that morning, but they all hear them, but nobody sees them a lot. You know what I mean? So
that's interesting. No, it's interesting, right?
It really is.
Real quick, somebody's asking about, I do have a question about the blanket, the pink blanket.
Yep.
What did he say that they used? This is my thing. I have two daughters. They're now, the one's going to be 18 in a few weeks and the other one's 22. But when they were younger, even now at 18 and 22, if I use their blanket for something like anything, if I tried to take their blanket out of their room, they'd be upset about that. So my thing is, what do you think about him saying that they used the pink blanket for wasn't it for I don't know, to not let the drift come in or something?
Okay. I'm the one that started raising hell about that blanket.
Really? So tell me about it, because I thought
this blanket frustrates the shit out of me, to be quite honest with you. Okay, so this pink blanket, he first said they used it to cover a doorway, right? And then it was to cover, what was it, the other thing to cover? And then he said it was, I think, to cover a window. Then, like a door, and then they said that they covered a window, and then they said they used it to wrap like the bottom of the door, like for a draft or something like that. But it's very interesting. On day number two or three, don't quote me, 2 or 3, in Jack and Lily's bedroom, in the window, the news took a picture of there's a pink blanket in their room, in the window. And then it's gone.
Wow, it's in the trash. And he's the one that said that he knew it was in the trash because he ran right back and looked right in the trash, which I was like, why would you look right in the trash?
But now, after I said it was gone, I don't know, a week or so later, there's a new pink blanket up there. And
it's not the same blanket.
I mean, there could be multiple pink blankets. I don't know, but I just find it interesting how it was up there, gone, and back up there again. And I've got pictures with it up there and taken.
I am so confused because didn't he say that the pink blanket was in the trash?
Yeah, he said he took it to the trash, and Janie said she saw Daniel put it in the trash. Now, Malaya, in the documents, she said she put the blanket in the trash.
No, something's not right about this blanket. And it was a piece of the blanket, right? Which means that there would be multiple pieces of the blanket. And my thing is, why was the blanket in pieces? I just have so many questions about the blanket. Why did you even use the pink blanket? Why didn't you use a different blanket? I know some people are going to say they didn't have money, stuff like that. But if there's an extra pink blanket laying around, then there has to be something else, even an old T-shirt that you would use to paint. something. Do you know what I mean? So like, I just have so many questions about that blanket and how it got in the tree hanging. I don't know, just so many questions about it. And did he say that it was the blanket or it wasn't the one that they found?
He denied it to the news in the beginning. Malaya confirmed it. And then after 4 or 5 days or a week or so, he then said, yes, it was Lilly's blanket. And might be right here. Let me check.
I mean, wouldn't you have to cut a blanket? Like, would it just rip?
Families brought us to the location there not far away that a piece of a blanket, which the mother says she believes belongs to the daughter just off the road, an official said over the radio. Martell confirmed it was a piece of Lily's blanket. Now, this is when he confirmed, but he says there is more evidence than the public knows, but I can't elaborate on any of that. He said it was on Lansdowne Road near the location of this child's boot print that was discovered around the same time by searchers in the area of the pipeline trail just over a kilometer from the children's home. RCMP refused to answer the question about the blanket. However, the force did confirm the blueprint was believed to be child size. Okay. Okay. Where is it? I have him where he says.
Another misconception. It says that he's thankful about the support, and we just seen him in the interview talking crap.
Yeah. I have him where he says,
wasn't it two different blueprints?
I believe so. Yes.
Do you think they were the kids?
I don't believe that. I believe they were planted, in my opinion.
Okay.
That's just my opinion, though. I believe. I mean, Daniel now says publicly that the blanket was planted.
By who does he think it was planted by?
Well, he blames, allegedly, he blames it's Malaya's. Help me out in chat, guys. Malaya's cousin or sister, maybe.
I'm surprised they haven't the only reason that I'm still that I'm on the fence about what I think his involvement or whatever would be is why wouldn't they I know that he's turned on her, but has she said anything about him?
Yeah.
Oh, has she?
She has text. I can send you the text where she's talked about him.
You have everything. You are fabulous.
I was the first person that went live with this case.
Look at you.
Yeah, because it was 3 o'clock in the afternoon when they had just went missing, and someone from Nova Scotia, it was I'm in my area and there's 2 kids that just went missing, Justin, and I pulled it up and it just went crazy.
Someone said that Daniel said that the investigators told him the blanket was planted allegedly.
What's that?
Why would someone just said that Daniel also said that the investigators told him that the blanket was planted allegedly?
Yes. Yep. That's exactly
Why would
right.
investigators tell him that? And how would they know?
Oh my God, Joyous. Thank you so much, honey. I did not see that. I am so sorry. Thank you so very, very much, Miss Joyous. Very kind to me, my dear. Love you to pieces. How would they know? Well,
Yeah.
I mean, that's exactly. But this is Daniel saying very, very early on, he said they lost a pair, or sorry, the lost pair aren't the outdoorsy type, wanting to come back home as soon as their boots or clothes get wet or dirty. So it's highly unusual, Martel said. Typically, they play in the fence in the backyard of the home. There are boot prints 10 feet from the home and then nothing. Because Daniel talked about the boot prints right in front of his mom's trailer. And this is all he said. He would not talk about the blanket in the beginning, and he would not talk about the boot prints hardly. He would talk more about the boot prints, but he would
He'll
definitely
talk
not
about anything.
What's that?
I said he'll talk about anything. So the fact that he won't talk about something is just a red flag itself.
Right. Martel believes the children could be abducted, but police say there's no evidence that suggests that they were taken. When asked by the Canadian press why he thinks the pair may have been abducted, Martel said, quote, "I have no idea why anyone would want to take them, but they're easy to take. If they would have wandered to the road, they would get in a car as long as you offered them food or water or even candy or anything like that, or even to see mom and dad, they would immediately get in," quote, end quote. Martel is focused on assisting where he can while praying that the children return safe. Quote, "I just want them to bring them home safe. I just want to see them again," quote unquote, he said.
We all want to see them come home safe.
Of course. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I have no idea why anyone wouldn't take them. I don't know.
I mean, do you know, like, for a stranger abduction in the United States is extraordinarily rare. We have 330 million people?
Mm-hmm.
Canada has 30 million?
Yeah, but it's extremely rare. And when it does happen, it is usually someone that they know.
Oh, overwhelming. Like 96% of the time. It's someone, a familiar.
Yes, familiar. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Wow.
He
was very quick to say that he knew that the mom and that his mom had nothing to do with it, but then doesn't he go on to blame the mom and say that he thinks that she had them like taken?
Yeah, I've got a message where he says, Meadow, the one they share together, the baby, and I will visit Malaya in prison.
So he goes back and forth on that too then.
Oh, he's all over that, right?
Did he cheat on the mom or no? Do we know?
Say that again?
Do we know if he cheated on Malaya?
I can't say, to be honest with you.
I wonder if anyone knows, because I also seen that, like, doesn't he then cheat on the next like 2 or 3 girlfriends?
Yeah. He sure does. You know, the thing about sorry, I'm looking for something here. The thing about one thing that I just cannot get over is those text message of him saying he wants to choke someone.
Wait, what?
Remember when those messages came out about the girlfriend? You was on the panel with DT.
Wait, remind me.
And he wanted to, or sorry, not choke, R.
Oh, yes, I do remember that. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
That was a little bit much. I warn people, like, if somebody says that, that's like a huge red flag.
Yeah.
Don't go on a second date with them.
It's, it really is. Forensics on the blanket is a key piece, he says here in one thing.
Oh, they found forensics on the blanket?
Well, that he says forensic, that's what Daniel says, right?
Okay. I wonder, like, okay, so my thing is he seems to, like, know a lot about the evidence and the investigation. Do you think that they would share all that information, especially knowing that he goes online and
Nope.
talks a lot.
Not a bit.
Right?
I don't think they're going to tell him any more than they're going to tell us.
That's what I would think, because especially knowing that he's probably going to go and talk on live on someone's show that night.
Yep.
I agree with that.
I mean, I just don't think they're going to say anything more than they're going to tell us. You know what I mean?
I agree. This is also interesting.
It's a lot. You're going
I
to
definitely feel more prepared for the live than I'm going to be doing now, though. So I do appreciate that. I feel a lot more.
You're going to love that document I sent you, and I'm going to send you the actual RCMP documents. It's not a terribly lot to read, but
I want to read it, please. That would be amazing.
You're going to be like, but up here it just said, but down here it just says.
And I think because I'm so new on this, I think that I'll notice a lot of the inconsistencies, because whereas like in the beginning, did you ever like live with someone who like loses weight and you don't really see it? Like they lose 25 pounds, but you don't see a drastic change, but then somebody else sees them that hasn't seen them in 3 months and they're like, oh my gosh. Like,
yeah.
So I'm wondering if I would see it more like the, oh my gosh, like these are inconsistencies, where if people followed it the whole way through, that maybe there's things. So I'm just curious to see if there's things that are going to jump out to me, because a lot of the things that you went over tonight, I'm thinking like, wait a minute, didn't he say the opposite of that? So that's going to be interesting.
A lot of the opposites, and that's.
Oh, what do you think about the lie detector real quick? That he passed and so did she, according to him.
See, with DT, I have always agreed with him on every case except this case.
Me too. That's so funny. Me too.
Just like every case, we've always.
I think he's coming around though, just so you know. Like I think he's seeing more red flags than he did before. But I'm also trying to stick to the evidence more. Didn't Ellie say that they passed a lie detector, or no? I can't remember. Was it him that said it, or is it in like the? Paper?
It's in the documents.
Okay.
Well, it doesn't say. Okay, this is what it says. It says. In Daniel's, it says something differently, by the way, than it does Malaya's and stuff. And there is redactions, but it says in an effort to clear them. Now, in an effort, it means in hopes, or let's look what the fuck in an effort means. Let's get to the definition. In the effort. Okay. Okay, this is the definition of in the effort. In the effort means while trying to achieve something using energy or work, or making an attempt, often used as in an effort to show purpose. It's not attempting, trying, right? That kind of thing. It doesn't mean you're cleared from an invest. In my opinion, that's my opinion. In an effort means we're doing this in hopes, in helping us achieve our. That's my opinion.
My interpretation too is that we're hoping to clear you so that we could focus our efforts elsewhere.
Right. But polygraphs mean pretty much zip to me, to be quite honest with you.
To me, I feel like the big thing here is if somebody has a personality disorder, and again, I'm not diagnosing anyone, but based off of behavior that I've seen, we were talking about narcissism earlier, and narcissism is a personality disorder. So if somebody has a personality disorder, they're likely to be able to pass a polygraph test. But then you would say, then her too, like how would she pass too? But what if he knows something she doesn't know? Or what if they just didn't ask the right questions? Good.
Well, this is interesting. One thing was interesting to me because I thought Janie, the mother, went there and, she tried to be hooked up and she told them, oh, I have a heart problem. But that wasn't the case, apparently, because we were reading the other day that she had went there and went to the polygraph, and they told her your rhythm or something is off. So she couldn't take it.
Yeah, I took it that way too.
Well, she didn't know. Like, she went there to take that polygraph, but they told her she couldn't take it because of the way it was,
like her heart or something. I remember DT telling me this, and he said something like that she even said like she wasn't, like they said to her, you should probably go get this checked by a doctor.
Yes.
But she didn't.
Bingo. Yes.
An
Yeah.
arrhythmia. Is that the word? Arrhythmia? A heart
I don't know.
arrhythmia. But I know what you mean. There was something off that they weren't.
Yeah.
They said that it would be inconclusive.
Yeah. Now, if Janie would have been able to take a polygraph more, I would have felt more comfortable with 3 polygraphs than I would 2. But the thing with polygraphs, I mean, Daniel, he says in the interview, did you ever see the interview? How did you feel when they said, did you unalive Jack or Lilly? And he's like, I was scared or something to death, something like that. He's like, I was in fear or something like that. And so polygraphs, you probably know how they work, that you do minimum of 3 tests. They're going to ask you maybe 5 questions, the same questions over and over 3 times, 3 different tests. So they're going to ask you that same question 3 times, no more than 5 times.
Okay.
So you'll sit down, after they get your
Baseline.
Thank you. After they get your baseline, they're going to ask you that one test, and then you're going to complete that test, and then you're going to do another test, and they're going to ask you those same tests 3 times minimum, no more than 5 times. And then after all of that, they average the scores of those 3 to 5 tests. And that's how they determine if you're lying or telling the truth or not.
That's interesting. I actually didn't know that until, I didn't know about the different series of questions until recently when I was listening to his interview, and he said that he had a couple polygraphs, and I'm like, does he mean like a couple different times, or does he mean like a couple, meaning there was like 3 different sets of questions? And I think DT said that he thinks that he meant that there was like 3 different sets of questions.
Yes. Yeah. That's considered one
polygraph.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody makes a good point too. If somebody asks you if you've taken any medication before here, you know what I mean? Especially if you're afraid that, like, I don't know if they if the baby was taken out of their custody at this point yet, but maybe even being in fear of that or his other children, like you might say, no, I'm definitely not on anything. But if you are, let's say you take something like a benzo, that might help with getting rid of anxiety, which is the thing that they're trying to track.
Yeah.
So there's many ways that you could. I want to try to take a lie detector. I wonder if you could. Can you just get a lie detector just for like I wonder if somebody could just pay to have a lie. I'm sure you could.
Yeah,
right?
I offered to pay for a lie detector. I offered to pay for his lie detector test if he would just answer some of my questions.
I'm wondering, because I think I know people who have personality disorders. I'm wondering if I could get one of them to take a lie detector, because I bet you they could pass. And that would just prove my point that you could pass a lie detector.
Yeah, absolutely.
My thing is, there's a reason that they don't use it in a court of law. But then DT said that if you pass, that they often will use it to say that you passed the lie detector. I was like, I didn't realize that.
I mean, I think they can mention it in court, but you can't take that into account for your decision.
Gotcha. So it wouldn't be evidence. It would be like mitigation type thing.
Right. Correct.
Got it. That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
I learned so much.
It's same.
So much. And please, anybody, I see a lot of people on my channel here. Please, everybody go subscribe.
Yes. Go sub up to Dr. Vanna.
Justin is fabulous.
Absolutely love her.
I agree. Same thing with you. I think everybody will love you in my channel. If they don't already know you, everybody knows who you are.
I don't know about that. But yeah, thank you so much for coming up. I'm going to send you a lot more stuff. You know, a lot of people thinks that, like, I'm just harping on Daniel and stuff, and I do give him hell. I'm not going to lie to you. I give him hell sometimes, a lot of times actually. But it's not that I didn't go into this. You know, I go into it. Nobody wants to think that you could, you know something that happened with your kids. You know what I mean? Or know more. I'm not saying I would never say someone is guilty of something, right? I'm not a judge, but I just say I think you know more, Daniel.
So my thing is that I also am not saying that he did anything nefarious, but in some way I feel like there's more, and even if that more is neglect.
Same. Yeah.
So, and I think that's where a lot of people are. Somebody's is like shouting out to you to ask me what I think about the blood on Malaya, or the blood and bruises. Did I read that right? Wait, hold on.
I don't see it. I don't know. It's moving soon.
It said for you to ask me what I think about the blood and bruises on Malaya. No.
The blood. Oh, there. Oh, you mean the ear thing?
I don't even know about it, so I don't know.
Oh, thank you, Kath.
What's a chicken party?
Oh, we have a chicken party.
I want to be a part of the chicken party.
Yeah, my battery literally just died, I think, on my camera. Damn.
That's a fabulous picture.
Oh, that's me about 8 years ago and about 50 pounds skinnier.
Well, it happens. You still look fabulous.
Oh, thank you, my dear. A chicken party is when we get to 1,000 thumbs up. Let me just show you what a chicken party is. This is part of it. That's a chicken party.
That is great. That's great.
When my kids were little, I try not to cuss a lot because I had a sailor's mouth. And I would say, instead of mother, I would say mother chicken. You know, mother chicken. So we call it a chicken party now because I say mother chicken all the time.
I love that. That's great. Thank you so much for having me again. I appreciate it. And thank you to everyone in your chat as well. And you guys, please come over and subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you guys subscribe.
Please.
And Daphne, I can't wait to do the live with you tomorrow.
You're going to love Daphne. She's like my sister on here. You're just going to love her. She's a genuine soul and she gives it all.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
Make sure you sub up to Dr. Vana. Mods are dropping the links in chat. You will not regret it. I promise you that.
I appreciate it. Maybe we could do a similar thing on the Summer Wells case where you give me
Let's go. I'm ready.
Yeah.
I've been on Summer Wells since day one as well.
Yeah, we need to plan that because I just have so many questions.
It's been 4.5 years.
Yeah, we'll have to do a live on that. So we'll have to get in touch with each other somehow.
Let's do it. We can do a dual stream or whatever.
Oh, I have that text thing now. I could text. There you go. We'll set it up.
Yep.
All right. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you. And I appreciate everybody that came and showed up tonight. Thank you so much, you guys.
Thank you, Dr. Vana.
Thank you. Bye, you guys.
Okay. Is it going to freaking damn? Hold on. Let me see if the battery is going to work or not. Okay, there we are. God, I was trying to say bye to Dr. Vana like that, but my camera wasn't working. Christine, thank you so much, honey. That is so kind of you. Really, we appreciate you, my love. Thank you so much. Miss Gypsy, thank you so much, my dear Justin. I sent you an email. My phone is dead, so I cannot text you. Okay, baby. Thank you so much, dear. Appreciate you. Yeah, I don't know. I'm glad Dr. Vaughn, you know, came up because, um, to know a little bit more. You guys know where I stand on this case. I don't believe Daniel or Malaya whatsoever, to be quite honest with you. But I would never say that they unalived a child directly like that. But I will say that I do believe that they knew more. And I don't see how you couldn't think that if you're honest with yourself about the inconsistencies of it all, right? Oh, thank you, Jen. Thank you, baby. Appreciate you. Oh, gotcha. Okay, Gypsy, I got you. I just got your email, honey. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, Jen. What other 2-car accidents did? So he's wrecked his mom's car, his dad's car, and I think I think he wrecked he's wrecked 2 others. I know that. It's a total of 4. And that's a lot in 8 months. I mean, how does that happen in 8 months? I cuss a lot. My kids always say, "Mom, you're getting the soap." When I was a kid, my grandfather was born in 1911. He was old. And when I was little, I had a foul mouth. Imagine that. And he would put soap in my mouth. I can still remember that. Oh my God. That was the punishment I used to get. Thank you so much, Tropicana. You will love Dr. Vana. She's the bee's knees. She really is. And all of that. Oh man, me too. It was out. Mine was a bar of soap. It was a bar of soap. It wasn't liquid soap. It was a bar of soap. Yes, it was ivory. Yep. Bar of ivory. Mm-mm-mm. I can like taste it right now. I hate Irish Spring soap. Can't stand it. If there's any bar of soap out there I don't like is Irish Spring. I always loved that's funny. Memories, yeah. Oh, it just is what it is. It was a different time then, I wasn't abused or anything like that, but my grandfather was born in 1911, and it was just different. It has a weird smell, Irish Spring. I just can't with the Irish Spring thing. Okay, guys. Well, I'm going to end it here. I want to thank Dr. Vana for jumping up. It was truly a pleasure to have her up here. I'll tell my kids to get out to Palm Olive. Oh, that's funny. Lean on me. That's funny. I got the flask water, the wooden spoon, or the belt when I was a kid. I personally, I don't understand why people whip their kids. It does, in my opinion, it does nothing. The only thing it did for me was scare the shit out of me. That's all it did for me. It doesn't teach you anything. Thank you, Miss Joyous. Thank you so much. Thank you all. You're tired, Carol. Get you some rest. Still traumatized from it. I'm not traumatized or anything like that, but I just can't imagine inflicting physical pain for something that they did wrong. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense. I don't want my kids to fear me. I want them to respect right me, and I in turn respect them. Or the paddle that had the bouncing ball. I got that. Oh, like the boom, 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 boom. Yeah. We had the manual toys when we were kids, not the electronics. You know, we're the last generation that, like, you know, people around my age range that knows what it's like before the internet, right? And what was it? It was something I was reading the other day. Like we're like I'm the, and before, obviously, you guys know what it was like before the internet. But like anyone like 40 or older, isn't it? Something like that. It's crazy. The 90s were fun. Spanking kids lower self-esteem proven. I can see that. I can see that. Really, moths? Good tip. Moths. Yeah. Remember mothballs? I can't stand those things. Who knows where it's been? 44. 1986, baby. I remember listening to 8-track tapes. I'm antique. I remember in my cousin's car, it was like a boat. I don't know what year it was, but it was like a damn boat. It was square and had a hood the size of half a block. And she would be driving us in the back seat, and she would be putting in her 8-track tape, be smoking out the window. You getting the lava? Before filtered water, yeah. I got one spanking in my life. Oh my God, I got a lot. I was a mean ass kid. I really was. People's always like, you did the opposite, Justin. You was mean ass as a kid, and like when you grew up, you like just became not the absolute opposite. That's a mean ass kid. Yeah, since absolutely. I will. She's asleep right now. Yeah. Yeah. Special thanks to Dr. Vanna. Special thanks to mods, members, chat, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Pray that Mr. Daniel and Malia bring more clarity, and Jack and Lilly are found very, very soon. God bless you all. Appreciate you. Good night, everyone.